The Season Tour game mode in Disney Speedstorm is a complete mess. Yes, it pains me to say it, but there's no good way to sugarcoat it right now, in my opinion. I once praised the Season Tour in Disney Speedstorm for being one of the best parts of the game. It's a super fun campaign mode that rotates every season, giving you super cool themed races with fun objectives to complete, and it was always one of the best ways to progress in the game, letting you unlock new racers and get a ton of season coins, season box credits, racer shards, upgrade parts, and more. And overall, it just gave you something to look forward to every Friday, knowing that a new season tour chapter would be opening up and you'd be able to get a ton of new rewards. And overall, with the launch of every season, the season tour was just generally one of the most exciting parts. However, for the past month, the season tour of the Frozen season has overall just been pretty terrible for a lot of different reasons, and in today's video I'm going to break it down what happened to the season tour game mode and what needs to change, because right now the state of the season tour is just pretty terrible. And it all begins in Chapter 5 of the Frozen Season Tour. Now, Chapter 5 is an important chapter because it's when we start getting free season box credits. Now, free season box credits are great. I think we can all agree on that. The Frozen season box was actually buffed this season, meaning every time you open one of these boxes, you're going to be getting more rewards. And they cost 500 tokens, so getting one for free is basically like getting 5 free dollars, which is actually really nice and super fun. And so when Chapter 5 opened up and we knew that we'd be getting free season box tokens, everyone was naturally pretty excited. However, that excitement quickly turned to disappointed as we found out what racers were required to actually get these free season box tokens. Node 3 of Chapter 5 is where the path starts to split, and there's a race that requires you to have a level 20 Elizabeth Swan. Now, this isn't the worst. Elizabeth Swan is a common racer, and she's pretty easy to unlock. She's available at collection level 10, and getting her to level 20 shouldn't be a big deal for most players, but still, I was a little iffy on this because, having Elizabeth Swan at level 20, I just personally don't think they should require us to use specific racers. I'd much rather if it was a Pirates of the Caribbean racer or something like that, rather than forcing us to play Elizabeth Swan, because what if someone wanted to level up Jack Sparrow instead, or someone else from the Pirates of the Caribbean collection? It's not really fair to them, and I don't think people should be punished for choosing to level up Jack Sparrow instead of Elizabeth Swan. But overall, one specific racer, I can get by that. But then you actually have to play another race to get your hands on the first season box credit in this chapter, and that race is requiring you to have a level 21 Woody, and this is, in my opinion, a huge issue. There were some Woody shards given out in the season tour, but not enough to fully unlock the character, which means you either had to play in season 2 when the game was in early access and behind a paywall and you had to complete the season tour in that season, or you just had to gamble or spend money on Woody and get him to level 21, which means you have to have him at 2 stars. In my opinion, this is just really terrible, and it only gets worse from here, with other races in this chapter requiring you to have the likes of a level 21 Shang and a level 22 Lilo. Again, Lilo and Woody did not have star chasers or any reasonable way to obtain them this season. In Chapter 6, the races get worse, with some nodes requiring you to have a level 25 Oswald, a character that is locked behind 15% of the player base, and on top of that, not even the people who place the top in his event will have him at 2 stars, enough to get him to level 25, unless they grinded the rank mode a lot with him. It also requires you to have Steamboat Pete at level 24, who is a mid-season racer and is basically locked behind a paywall unless you played the game back in Season 2. This chapter also required you to have a level 24 Angel, which is a past seasonal character that has never had a Star Chaser event. Granted, she was in the Advent calendar this season, so as long as you've been actively playing this season, getting Angel to level 24 shouldn't be a huge deal. But I mean, again, what if you wanted to level up Jumba or Gontu or a different Lilo and Stitch character and you don't have enough parts for Angel? I really think it should just be collection and not character specific. In Chapter 7, things get worse, as some of the nodes in this chapter require you to have a level 26 Jack Sparrow, 27 Baloo, 27 Woody, and 27 Lilo, which is just you know. And then today was chapter 8, and this chapter was arguably the worst, requiring you to have a level 29 Jumba, a level 29 Angel, a level 20 or 30 Jafar, sorry, a level 30 Aladdin, a level 30 Oswald, and a level 29 Beast, locking pretty much all of the good rewards in chapter 8 behind outrageous requirements. Now, I obviously have a big problem with these character-specific nodes, especially going all the way up to level 30. I am someone who has played the game since it launched. I bought a Founders Pack for Disney Speedstorm. I actually bought several Founders Packs. I have spent hundreds of dollars on this game. I'm not ashamed of that. I really enjoy this game. I'm fortunate enough to make money off of my YouTube channel that I can reinvest in the game to make content for you guys. And despite all of this, me being a dedicated player since day one and spending hundreds of dollars on the game, I was not able to complete everything in Chapter 8. One of the races requires you to have a level 30 Oswald, and I just don't have that. I placed in the top 5% or top 10%, whatever it was, for Oswald's event. I got the maximum rewards from his event, and I spent $10 on his unlock pack, and yet despite all of this, I was not able to complete his mission in the season tour. Granted, I could play Oswald in ranked and take him up to rank 23, which is nearly diamond as a level 25 character, and then I'd be able to level him up. But still, I don't think I should have to do that after I got the maximum reward in his event and spent $10 on his unlock pack. And that's not to mention anyone who didn't spend money on Oswald or who might not be an incredibly skilled Disney Speedstorm player and wasn't able to get the maximum rewards in his event. If any of that happened, the chances of completing this mission, Chapter 9 in the season tour, or Mode 9 in Chapter 8 of the season tour, this Oswald mission that requires you to have a level 30 Oswald, their chances of completing that are almost impossible. And the community has certainly expressed their disapproval with this new chapter. Just going through the Disney Speedstorm Reddit, if we take a look at some of the recent posts, we have "I'm a founder and I can't complete 1/4 of the new seasonal chapter. After this chapter, I'm out. So what's going on with the mobile version of this game? Is this game close to death? Seasonal Tour Pain Scale arranged by chapter. Beginning of the end of this game. Recommended levels should be renamed. There are so many people who are unhappy with the current state of the season tour, and it's genuinely turning off people from the game. Now that's not to mention all of the new mid-season racer limited events and how those are all locked behind paywalls and stuff. That is a completely separate topic for a separate video that I do intend to cover, but overall I am just incredibly disappointed with the way the season tour has turned out and how so many of these characters and races are locked behind paywalls, and even the most dedicated of players, me, someone who's been playing the game since day one, getting all the progression that I possibly can. I've even spent money on this game. I've gotten top 5 or top 10% in every single event, and I still can't get all of the rewards from the season tour, which just really sucks, and it leaves a sour taste in my mouth as a dedicated player. I truly believe that the season tour should be available to complete for anyone, a free-to-play player. So long as they're grinding the game for the entire season, they should be able to complete the season tour chapter. Even if they just started this season, if they're dedicated enough, they should be able to beat it without spending money, and I don't think that is such an outrageous ask. If they really want to lock season credits behind boxes, just sell them. I mean, they already do. I think it's a really bad business practice, in my opinion, at least from a player's perspective, where you try and make us spend money by feel like we're missing out on stuff by not completing these missions, and that's exactly what Gameloft is doing here. And overall, in my opinion, the season tour just needs a large overhaul. I think that there shouldn't be specific racers except for maybe the Frozen racers, but even then, I don't think we should punish players for choosing to upgrade a specific character instead of another, even if they're from the same collection. What I am completely okay with, however, is having specific character, collection races. So if you need to play a Lilo and Stitch character, or a Beauty and the Beast character, or a Pirates of the Caribbean character at a certain level, again, not one that's like incredibly outrageous, but at a fair level, I think that's fine. And I think they should stay away from the Wally, Walt Disney World, and Oswald collection, because all of those collections are kind of special, as in their races are a lot rarer and harder to star up and obtain and things like that. But all the other collections, so long as they offer a fair way to obtain at least one of those racers throughout the season, I think are completely fine. And I'm also totally fine with them having class-specific nodes. For example, if you need to play a certain speedster, or defender, or brawler, or something like that, then I think it's totally fine. But having a level 30 Oswald, or Jafar, or Aladdin requirement is just, it's so stupid in my opinion, and it's not fair to the player base who cares about this game. You know, if someone wanted to upgrade Jasmine and Jean this season, they are now being actively punished for that and trying to be encouraged into spending money on season coins so they can buy Aladdin upgrade parts, or encouraging them to gamble on boxes where they could potentially unlock Jafar and Aladdin if they don't have them unlocked already, and that just leaves a really sour taste in my mouth. But let me know, what do you guys think of the season tour? Do you think I'm overreacting and the season tour is fine as it is? Or do you agree with me and agree that the season tour needs changes? If you do, be sure to let me know what changes you would make to the season tour in the comments below, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out, and thank you guys so much for watching.